North Korea, a land shrouded in secrecy. It is a place where the outside world barely glimpses, a place ruled by an iron fist. This is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or as it's more commonly known, North Korea. It is a nation defined by its isolation, a stark contrast to the vibrant, technologically advanced South Korea. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea remains an enigma, a puzzle box of politics and ideology. At the heart of this enigma lies a chilling truth. North Korea is a nation where leaving is not just discouraged, it's a treacherous act of treason. To even dream of escape is to invite the harshest punishment. Families torn apart, lives extinguished, all for daring to seek a life beyond the regime's control. Yet, even in the face of such insurmountable odds, stories of resilience emerge. These are the stories of those who dared to challenge the impossible, who risked everything for a taste of freedom. They are tales of perilous journeys, of families fractured and reunited, of the indomitable human spirit yearning for liberty. Join us as we venture into the heart of North Korea, exploring the harrowing realities of life under a totalitarian regime and the extraordinary lengths people go to break free. Imagine a life where information is tightly controlled, where the only news you receive is filtered through the lens of the state. This is the reality for millions of North Koreans living under the rule of the Kim dynasty. The regime's grip on information is absolute, a stranglehold on the very thoughts and aspirations of its people. The internet, a gateway to the world beyond, remains largely inaccessible. Foreign media, forbidden, independent thought, suppressed. The government's propaganda machine operates at full tilt, painting a rosy picture of prosperity and unity while concealing the harsh truths lurking beneath the surface. This carefully constructed facade of normalcy crumbles upon closer examination. Food shortages are a recurring nightmare for many, and access to basic necessities is a constant struggle. The lucky few who manage to escape paint a chilling portrait of a nation teetering on the brink, where fear and paranoia are as commonplace as the air they breathe. But even in this environment of oppression, hope flickers. The human spirit, it seems, cannot be entirely extinguished. The desire for freedom, for a life beyond the confines of the regime's control, burns brightly in the hearts of many North Koreans. It is this yearning for liberty that fuels their desperate attempts to escape, to break free from the chains that bind them. To understand North Korea's present, we must first journey back to its turbulent past, to the ashes of World War II. Korea, long under Tokyo's dominion, found itself at a crossroads. The Korean peninsula was cleaved in two, divided along the 38th parallel. In the north, a Soviet-backed government took hold, with Kim Il-sung installed as the leader. Kim Il-sung, shaped by conflict, cast a long shadow over Korea. He fought alongside communist forces against the Japanese. His vision of independence was intertwined with the ideology of Juche. The Korean War deepened the divisions on the peninsula. The north, aided by Chinese forces, clashed with the south. The war ended in a stalemate in 1953, with the two Koreas separated by a heavily fortified demilitarized zone, DMZ. The Korean War left a legacy of mistrust and animosity. The war pushed North Korea further into isolation. Kim Il-sung consolidated his power, establishing a totalitarian state. A pervasive cult of personality took root, with Kim Il-sung portrayed as an infallible leader. During the Cold War, North Korea isolated itself, aligning with China and the Soviet Union. Kim Il-sung viewed the outside world with suspicion, fearing Western influence. He erected barriers, cutting off North Korea from the world. The country became a sealed realm, shrouded in secrecy. State media controlled information, fostering a siege mentality. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 had a profound impact on North Korea. The Soviet Union had been a crucial benefactor, providing economic and military assistance. With the loss of this lifeline, North Korea spiraled into an economic crisis. The country was ill-equipped to cope with the sudden withdrawal of Soviet aid. The 1990s saw a devastating famine known as the Arduous March. Despite this, the Kim regime remained defiant, clinging to its isolationist policies. Kim Jong-il, who succeeded his father in 1994, maintained the country's isolation. Known for his reclusiveness, he further tightened the regime's control. He doubled down on the nuclear program, viewing it as essential for the regime's security. North Korea conducted its first nuclear test in 2006, despite international condemnation. This act further isolated North Korea, reinforcing its image as a rogue state. The legacy of isolation continued to shape the country's destiny, leaving its people trapped in fear and uncertainty. The border between North and South Korea is more than just a line on a map. It is a physical manifestation of the ideological divide that has cleaved the Korean peninsula in two for over 7 decades. At the heart of this divide lies the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, a 2.5-mile-wide buffer zone stretching 150 miles along the 38th parallel, a scar on the land that serves as a stark reminder of the Korean War and the unresolved tensions that linger to this day. The DMZ, despite its name, is one of the most heavily militarized borders in the world, a tinderbox of military installations, barbed wire fences and minefields, patrolled by tens of thousands of troops from both sides, their fingers perpetually on the trigger. For North Korean defectors, the DMZ represents the most direct but also the most perilous escape route. The consequences of being caught attempting to cross the DMZ are dire, often resulting in immediate execution or a life sentence in one of North Korea's notorious labor camps. The North Korean side of the DMZ is a testament to the regime's paranoia and its determination to prevent its citizens from escaping its grasp. High-voltage electric fences, equipped with motion sensors, run the length of the border, while hidden landmines lie in wait for those desperate enough to risk the crossing. Guard posts, strategically positioned every few hundred meters, provide a constant reminder that every move is being watched, every shadow a potential escapee. The soldiers stationed along the DMZ operate under a shoot-to-kill policy, authorized to open fire on any unauthorized personnel attempting to cross, regardless of age or intent. While the DMZ presents an almost insurmountable barrier, some North Koreans, driven by desperation or emboldened by a glimmer of hope, choose to tempt fate by attempting to cross the border at other points along the Yalu and Tumen rivers, which form the country's natural borders with China and Russia. These rivers, while heavily patrolled, offer a slightly less fortified escape route, particularly during the harsh winter months when the rivers freeze over, providing a treacherous but tempting pathway to freedom. However, even beyond the DMZ, the risks remain extraordinarily high. The terrain itself is unforgiving, characterized by dense forests, rugged mountains and swift-flowing rivers. Those attempting to cross these natural barriers face the constant threat of detection by North Korean border guards, who are equipped with night vision goggles, thermal imaging devices and trained dogs to track down would-be escapees. Capture often means swift and brutal punishment, not only for the individual but also for their families, who are often implicated in the crime of treachery against the state. Even if a North Korean manages to evade the watchful eyes of the border guards and successfully cross into China, their ordeal is far from over. China, despite being North Korea's closest ally, does not welcome North Korean refugees with open arms. In fact, Beijing considers them illegal economic migrants and actively cooperates with Pyongyang in repatriating those caught trying to escape the Hermit Kingdom. The Tumen River, forming the border between North Korea and China, is a lifeline for escape. Flowing from Mount Paektu, the river winds through rugged terrain. In winter, it freezes, becoming a treacherous ice bridge. For many, this frozen river is a perilous hope for freedom. The ice is thin and unstable, prone to cracking. Crossings often happen at night, evading border guards. This journey is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. In the twisted calculus of the North Korean regime, the act of defection is not merely a crime committed by an individual, but a stain on the bloodline, a collective sin that must be purged through collective punishment. The families of those who successfully escape are often subjected to harsh reprisals, ranging from imprisonment in labor camps to torture and even execution. This cruel tactic, designed to instill fear and deter future escapes, effectively holds entire families hostage, forcing them to choose between loyalty to the state and the safety and well-being of their loved ones. Children, parents, siblings, none are spared the regime's wrath. They are often used as pawns in a twisted game, their lives held hostage to ensure the continued silence and obedience of those who remain trapped within North Korea's borders. The psychological toll on escapees, forced to grapple with the knowledge that their actions have had devastating consequences for their families, is immeasurable. The guilt, the anguish, the uncertainty about the fate of loved ones left behind, these are wounds that may never fully heal, scars that serve as a constant reminder of the price of freedom. Yet, despite the risks, despite the knowledge that their actions may have dire consequences for those they love most, North Koreans continue to risk everything for a chance at a different life. A testament to the enduring power of the human spirit's yearning for freedom and dignity. The decision to escape North Korea is never taken lightly. It's a decision born out of desperation, a last resort for those who can no longer bear the suffocating grip of the regime. The path to freedom is fraught with danger, demanding cunning, resilience, and often a hefty sum of money. Brokers, shadowy figures, offer to guide defectors to safety for a price. They possess intimate knowledge of the border regions and patrol routes. Brokers operate with a mixture of bravado and caution, aware that their success hinges on a delicate balance of trust and deception. Bribery is their currency, greasing the palms of corrupt officials, securing passage on cargo trucks, and creating diversions to distract border guards. However, dealing with brokers is a high-risk gamble. Some are motivated by genuine compassion, a desire to help their fellow countrymen escape the clutches of tyranny. Others, however, are driven by greed, preying on the desperation of defectors, often leading them into even greater danger. Stories abound of brokers who, after receiving their payment, abandon their clients in remote locations, leaving them stranded and vulnerable to arrest. Worse yet, some brokers are informants for the North Korean regime, luring unsuspecting defectors into carefully laid traps. The world of brokers is a treacherous one, a minefield of deceit and double crosses, where trust is a luxury few can afford. For those fleeing North Korea, reaching China is just the first step in a perilous journey. China offers no sanctuary for North Korean defectors. They are considered illegal migrants, subject to arrest and repatriation. Escapees rely on a clandestine network of safe houses, churches, and sympathetic individuals. This modern-day underground railroad stretches across China and Southeast Asia. It's a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of the human spirit. In the high-stakes game of cat and mouse that defines escape from North Korea, forged documents are a valuable commodity, a passport to a new life, albeit one fraught with peril. To navigate the labyrinthine bureaucracy of border crossings and identity checks, defectors often rely on forged passports, visas, and identification cards, documents that can mean the difference between freedom and a one-way ticket back to the horrors they left behind. These documents, often crudely made and easily detectable to a trained eye, are nonetheless a lifeline for those desperate to escape. They are obtained through a complex and often dangerous network of forgers, middlemen, and corrupt officials, each transaction adding another layer of risk to an already perilous journey. The use of forged documents is a gamble, a roll of the dice that can have life-altering consequences. If caught, defectors face imprisonment, deportation, and even the possibility of being sold into human trafficking rings. The psychological toll is immense, living under a stolen identity, constantly looking over one's shoulder, never knowing when the charade might be exposed. Yet for many, the risks are outweighed by the potential rewards. A forged document represents more than just a piece of paper. It represents hope, a chance at a new beginning, a life free from the shackles of oppression. It's a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit's will to survive, to overcome even the most daunting of obstacles in pursuit of a better tomorrow. Yeonmi Park's story is a stark reminder of the human cost of oppression and the resilience of the human spirit. Born in 1993 in Hyesan, North Korea, Yeonmi's childhood was marked by deprivation and fear. Under the Kim regime, she faced brutality and pervasive fear. Food shortages and hunger were constant threats. Electricity was often unavailable, plunging her world into darkness. School was a tool of indoctrination, filled with propaganda. Yet the human spirit found ways to survive and find joy. Yeonmi found solace in her family's love and shared stories. This love fueled her determination to escape and seek a better life. As she grew older, the facade of normalcy crumbled, revealing cracks in the system. The black market provided a window into the forbidden, chipping away at the regime's narrative. The decision to escape North Korea was not made lightly. It was a desperate last resort for Yeonmi's family, who endured years of hardship and fear. A smuggled South Korean DVD showed a world of freedom and prosperity. It planted a seed of hope in their hearts. In 2007, with hope and trepidation, Yeonmi's family embarked on their journey to freedom. They crossed the frozen Tumen River, guided by the stars. Every step was filled with fear and determination. Reaching the opposite bank of the Tumen River, their clothes soaked through with sweat and icy water, their bodies trembling from exhaustion and the biting cold, Yeonmi and her family allowed themselves a brief moment of relief, a fleeting sense of hope that they had escaped the worst of it. However, their ordeal was far from over. They had traded one nightmare for another, emerging from the frying pan of the North Korean regime into the fire of China's shadowy underworld, where human traffickers preyed on vulnerable escapees, their desperation a commodity to be bought and sold. Within days of their arrival in China, Yeonmi and her family found themselves at the mercy of a ruthless human trafficker, their hopes of freedom dashed against the rocks of exploitation and abuse. Yeonmi, just a teenager at the time, was separated from her sister and sold into sexual slavery, a fate shared by countless North Korean women and girls who find themselves trapped in the web of human trafficking that ensnares so many who dare to escape the hermit kingdom. For months, Yeonmi endured unimaginable horrors, her body and spirit broken by the relentless abuse, her cries for help silenced by the constant threat of violence and the knowledge that her captors held the power to send her and her family back to North Korea, where certain punishment awaited them. Yet even in the darkest depths of despair, Yeonmi's spirit refused to be extinguished. She clung to the memory of her family, to the hope of one day being reunited with them, to the belief that her suffering would not be in vain. Her story, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, is a stark reminder of the human cost of oppression, the horrors that lurk in the shadows, and the urgent need to shine a light on the plight of North Korean defectors, particularly women and girls who are all too often forgotten victims of the regime's brutality. For North Korean defectors, escaping the regime's clutches is just the first hurdle. The transition to life outside the hermit kingdom is fraught with challenges, both visible and invisible. The scars of trauma do not disappear simply because they have reached safety. Memories of hunger, fear, and oppression continue to haunt their waking hours. PTSD is common, manifesting in anxiety, depression, insomnia, and flashbacks. The outside world can feel overwhelming and alienating. Simple tasks can seem daunting to those conditioned to rely on the state. The concept of individual agency is foreign to many defectors. The transition from scarcity to abundance can be disorienting. Defectors often struggle with feelings of guilt and shame in their new surroundings. The path to healing is long and winding, fraught with setbacks and emotional turmoil. Many defectors find solace in the support of fellow escapees. Organizations provide counseling, language classes, job training, and a sense of community to bridge their past and present lives. Yet the road to recovery is seldom smooth. Discrimination is a harsh reality for many defectors. They are often stereotyped and marked as outsiders. Their accents and mannerisms mark them as outsiders. The economic divide presents significant challenges. Defectors often find themselves in low-wage work, struggling to make ends meet. The guilt of leaving loved ones behind is a heavy burden, a constant reminder of the sacrifices they made. The yearning for reunification is a powerful motivator, driving defectors to raise awareness and advocate for peace. The story of North Korea is a tapestry woven from threads of tragedy, resilience, and unwavering hope. It's a stark reminder of the human cost of oppression, the enduring power of the human spirit, and the lengths to which people will go to secure their freedom and protect those they love. The defectors who risk everything to escape the hermit kingdom are not just statistics. They are individuals with families, dreams, and an unquenchable thirst for a life free from fear and tyranny. Their journeys, often fraught with unimaginable danger and heartbreak, stand as a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. As we've journeyed together, we've witnessed the chilling realities of life under one of the world's most repressive regimes. We've explored the history of isolation that has shaped North Korea's destiny, the impenetrable borders that confine its citizens, and the ingenious yet perilous methods defectors employ to escape the regime's grasp. We've delved into the harrowing experiences of those who dared to cross the frozen Tumen River, their lives hanging in the balance with every step they took on that treacherous ice bridge to an uncertain future. We've heard the echoes of Yeonmi Park's story, her childhood stolen by the regime, her spirit tested by unimaginable horrors, yet her determination to survive and rebuild her life never wavering. Through it all, we've witnessed the profound resilience of the human spirit, the capacity for hope and love to flourish even in the darkest of places. The stories of North Korean defectors are a call to action for awareness, empathy, and concrete steps towards a brighter future. Silence is complicity. By amplifying the voices of defectors, we can dismantle indifference and ignorance. Demand accountability from the North Korean government, urge policies to protect defectors, and support humanitarian efforts. Education is key. Learn about North Korea's history and realities to challenge stereotypes. Foster a nuanced understanding of North Koreans' diverse experiences. Recognize their aspirations for a better future. The road ahead is challenging, but change is possible. Reunification is a goal worth striving for. Walls can be torn down, families reunited, and peace established. Stand in solidarity with North Koreans, amplify their voices, and work for a world where human rights are fundamental for all.